Our teachers union proposed a cap on class sizes as a way of guaranteeing students and families a classroom experience where they were going to be able to build relationships with their teachers, and teachers were going to be able to build relationships with students and families as well, so that we as a school district and as teachers could look parents in the eye and guarantee that you have class sizes that will meet the needs of your children. We really believe a cap needs to be in place so we can offer that guarantee to parents and students. With that said, we know that enrollment is a living, breathing thing. We know that while we share the goal of attracting students to St. Paul Public Schools, sometimes we lose students during the course of the school year as well. So having some flexibility, we really believe that if we start a school year with these caps in place, that even if you were to add 1 or 2 students as the year goes on, that because you have started with such a reasonable and dependable number, that those students who do end up coming into our classrooms are going to be welcomed into a school community that's already been built. The teacher is going to have a little more time to get to know that student and their family and assess their progress, to understand where they are coming into the curriculum and where they're coming into the school setting. And we also know that occasionally we might lose a student as well, for a variety of circumstances. And so we feel that if we spend the beginning of that school year really determined to put these caps in place so that we can offer that as a guarantee to families, then have that flexibility later on in the year to add a student as they come, that we have the best of both worlds. We have that guarantee we can offer to students and families that we know is going to help meet the needs of students to close achievement gaps. We also have the flexibility that the district needs in welcoming more students to St. Paul Public Schools. We really believe that the time is right to bring class sizes to the center of our bargaining table for a couple different reasons. One, our teachers and our union absolutely share the goal of growing enrollment in St. Paul Public Schools. We think that we offer a world-class education for students, and we know we have a lot to offer to students and families. And we also know that the Strong Schools, Strong Communities strategic plan also addresses class size. And so our proposal is meant to complement that class size and also roll out this class size cap at the same time that the strategic plan rolls out attention to class size. We feel that it is absolutely as fundamental a bargaining issue as any other teaching and learning condition, and that for us to add some value to the work we do in the school district, that class size belongs at the table. And at the end of the day, we believe very strongly that our contract can be the most powerful document the district has in attracting and retaining the entire community into St. Paul Public Schools, and that includes students and staff. We actually presented our proposal in a way that we're asking for it to take effect on October 15th of 2013, so that we have well over a year to really think through what some of the best practices are that we already have in the district for ameliorating high class sizes, to also learn where our expertise is in the district for when we need to split grade levels, or when we are where some of our best teachers are. And we also feel that we have great teachers right now, teacher leaders who are working in areas that aren't in direct service to students. And everything we know about meeting the needs of students, especially everything we know about the achievement gap, is that this is an all hands on deck moment. And so we need all hands on deck. And we believe we actually have teachers on staff who could be redeployed into classroom situations to make sure we have class sizes that are more dependable to meet the needs of students right now. Yeah, as we've talked at the bargaining table, and I think not only do we all agree that growing enrollment in St. Paul Public Schools is something we think would be good for everybody, we also agree that we're very close to these class size these class sizes already. And so this isn't an insurmountable problem. This is actually something that is well within our grasp. And we may even already have the staff in St. Paul Public Schools who could make these class size caps a reality. So many benefits that come from dependable, reasonable class sizes. And the first is that trust you get from students and families in knowing that their class sizes aren't based on an average. They're actually based on the teaching and learning situation my child is going to be brought into. The second thing we know about dependable class sizes and reasonable class sizes is that every other benefit in education that we know exists, and that is that students do better when they feel like someone in the building knows them, when their teacher cares about them. Every other benefit that we see in research comes as a direct relationship to the size of that classroom that child is in. And so we actually feel like we will magnify the other benefits of the work we're doing in St. Paul Public Schools by having dependable and reasonable class sizes. You know, people may misunderstand that this is about hiring more teachers, and they won't pay as much attention to the intention to meet the needs of students. And so I think when we're able to talk about this proposal, people will understand that it is about meeting the needs of our students so that we can more efficiently close this achievement gap and more quickly close this achievement gap.